Let's get real. Any business owner, entrepreneur wants to be influential to their target audience. They'll use social media, they'll communicate their message that way. It's important we all adapt to that. And I have over the years, but I spend a majority of my time engaging with my clients, writing, strategizing, and building an articulate executive career story. So recently I wrote a blog post on my site regarding the difference between the high level influencers and a real executive resume writer. I think it's such an important topic, especially in our very saturated social media world. There are a lot of people who really spend a lot of time on there gaming the system, and they're getting a lot of visibility, and they're getting people to buy from them, and also they're confusing and muddling the market. It's not to the greater good of the executive audience. So I felt it important not only for the general executive audience, but for my business to speak up a little bit more about this. The blog post I wrote is really kind of long. I mean, there's a lot of examples because there's a lot to be said on the topic, and I'm not going to cover that today. I'm going to try to do some mini posts over the next weeks or so. I haven't had time, quite honestly, because I do dive deep with my clients, and it's been a really busy first quarter, as is pretty typical. And anyway, that's part of the point of my post. If you are really a high-level executive resume writer, and you're going to be engaged with your clients. You're not just going to be promoting your product or service and then handing it off to a junior writer. If you are, you're going to get junior level results. And that's just the fact. And no one wants to believe that when they're being asked to invest time, energy, and money on a product or service like I produce, which is in the thousands of dollars versus hundreds of dollars. And there are others in my industry who do that, but we get kind of, I don't know, there's a lot of noise, and there are a lot of people that don't charge at that level and don't provide that level of service. You just can't. You can't do that and make a living and do the right work. So I've chosen to do that based on I know the quality that it is needed. And also, one of the main points I make is that, and I'm going to look at my screen a little bit because that's where I have my blog posts, that a real resume writer invests weeks, even months into her processes. From my clients, it's usually a couple of months or more, depending on the portfolio that they've invested in order to delve into who they are and what they're trying to do. Because their stories, once you start teasing them out, you're getting more information before you can cool it down to less, and to build an efficient but yet multi-layered and contextual story. There's no way to circumvent that process. You can use artificial intelligence, you can use processes and economies of scale, and you can have other writers helping you, which I have a couple that I've handpicked over the years that are on my team. But you don't even see them when you work with me, because I need to be the person one-on-one with you through the whole process, and I need to have my pen in the process deeply. I am writing for you. I am not handing off the strategy and just selling service. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work if you are in the executive suite and you want to provide a contextual story. It just doesn't work. And I had someone even repeat that back to me the other day, a prospective client, that he realized that. I've had clients tell me they want to build a story that creates intrigue and that is interesting, and you can't do that on a surface level. So the post I wrote, which I'm going to link, I recommend you look at it, just skim it, see what resonates with you. But, most influencers, the high level ones that are really on all the time, are doing this from a place of marketing as their focus versus writing. And a lot of them aren't really strategic writers that go deep. You can have you can produce some content that looks good and feels good, and if you really were to sit down with it later, even a few months later, you'd realize that it looks good and it kind of made you feel good, but it wasn't really who you were deeply. So I'll go into more detail or go into little snippets of detail in future posts, but I want to introduce it that way, that there is a difference between real executive resume writers and the high-level influencers, and it's hard to be both because you're going to not be spending time white glove service, really working deeply with your clients every day. I try to do a little bit of both because I have to market my services as well. But spending a lot of time just deeply marketing through videos and other long form content is often smoke and mirrors. So that's the truth. And I am Jacqui Barrett-Poindexter. If I didn't say that at the beginning, I own CAREERTREND.net. I've owned it for 25 years. I've progressed my career through the years, and I really focus on the C-suite now. I do work with emerging leaders or professionals who are on that path to grow their career, and I'll help you make that ROI of your investment if you bring me to your team to market your value. I work with board level and executive suite primarily, however, and I can really help position you for that next level. If you're leaving your current company, if you're in your current company, you want to stay there, but you want to move up and move up into another role, or maybe just looking at board roles. So you can find me at CAREERTREND.net, but also on LinkedIn at Master Resume Writer and several other sites, Facebook, Instagram, etc. So I hope you take a look at the article that I'm going to link in the comments and see what the differences are before you spend time and money unnecessarily, instead of just really investing more deeply in your value proposition and your career story. Thank you and have a great day.